Hello, one and all in one, people of the interwebs and of the void. Welcome to Whispers from the Void. I'm Evan.
And I'm Phil, the Vitesse for the Intimates. Thanks for tuning in.
Today, we are joined by two very special people, very dear to our hearts. One of whom is the reason that we actually are all together currently. If not for him, it wouldn't have happened. We are joined today by Matt McGachy of Vox Hops and Cryptopsy, and our good buddy Steph Dells, who is of the Vox Hops Thirsty Thursday group.
And he got a podcast called Podcrastination. Podcrastination in English.
Which I never update. Barely ever update.
Well, that's built into the name, so you have a get out of jail free card.
My branding was on spot 10 years ago. Let me tell you that.
So how are you guys doing today?
I'm good. Busy day. I had a fun time doing a full days of work, taking care of little kids, which is what I do when I'm not screaming with Cryptopsy or conducting interviews for Vox and Hops or hanging out with my own kids. I work in childcare, so I did that today, and then I headed over to the brand new metal brewery here in Montreal. I had to do it. They opened 2 weeks ago. I want to say the great Mutoide in Hochelaga. It is right beside the Préfontaine Metro, and I got to tell you, it's pretty dope. I walked in there and they're blaring metal. I was like, I'm home. It was,
and they're right in front of the skate park too.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah,
so it was a good day.
Awesome.
And now I get to chat with you guys.
Perfect. Hey, I saw like one of the name of the beer from Mutoide. It's like Vitesse. I was like, can we take a deux Vitesse?
maybe I can ask them to do a Thirsty Thursday collab with me. Ooh. And just do, because this is Vitesse that I have here actually.
Oh,
and it's a West Coast pale ale, and all they'd have to do is just do a double version.
Double West Coast pale ale. Like, I'll be down. I'll be down with that.
Who knows? I'll ask. I'll give him a bit of time to keep getting some stuff out, and then I'll ask.
Perfect.
That's fantastic. Perfect. And also, Matt, congrats on reaching 200 episodes on the podcast. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Thank you. It's,
silent golf clap. Silent golf clap.
It happened very quickly, but it stems down to the fact that I just never stop.
Like, you never took breaks or anything. Like,
I took a 2-week break, Christmas time, not last year, the year before.
Okay.
And then last year I just hammered through it, and then I regretted it because I had to conduct a bunch of interviews during the holidays because I needed content for the following weeks after Christmas.
Yeah.
And this year, actually, I'm going to take 2 weeks off again. I decided to do that. Mm-hmm. But I have a bunch of content. I'm not worried about coming back after that.
That's perfect.
Awesome. Steph, how you doing, buddy?
It's Thursday. I was at the office. I still work on site, so this is something. I recorded a video right before this, so I technically started drinking a while ago. So yeah, there's that.
Proud of you.
That's awesome.
I know. I mean, it's my time of the year. We're really close to my advent calendar for ciders, so I have to start making videos about that. And since I have way more than what I need for the calendar, I'm just doing it before. So yeah, boo-hoo me. I have to drink more, but
I know, right? All right. Well, I guess we'll just hop right into our first beer. So today I asked everyone here to bring a lager, an IPA, and a stout, all of any style, preferably ones we haven't had. Now, I say that, but it's a little hard for some people. considering that, me and Philippe, we're on the younger side. We haven't had this many beers as our guests have had.
It's not only it's not only a thing of who is younger or not. It's more a thing like, are you alcoholic or not?
Enthusiasts.
Yeah. Yes, we are just big fans. So, I'll start first. I grabbed one from Jack's Abbey. It's a brewery here in Framingham. This is called Hoppius Union. It's a hoppy lager. They kind of do things like that. They do IPLs and different styles of ales. They won't necessarily do IPAs. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's just a thing of theirs, but I actually
some brewery prefers to do lagers as opposed to ales in general, so they still do their own twist on it and do IPLs instead of ales, I guess. It always depends on the kind of yeast they use and if they prefer to do the easy way or the harder way with lagers and whatnot.
Yeah, that's interesting. This is why we brought you.
There you
go. Some brewers just don't like the fucking hype and they just want to make true beers.
There you go.
Absolutely.
The classic and German style and whatnot.
Yeah. So right. I will let you present your beers and I will do it like at the end. So okay. Matt,
go for it. Okay, Matt. Go. So this is a 2-for-1 because it is a West Coast pale ale, but it's very dry and lager-ish, even though it is not a lager. But so it's a 2-for-1. I'm sort of cheating on this one. Plus, it's much bigger than a normal beer. So I'm gonna crack this open. It's I had it during the chat there, so I'm lying if I said that I didn't have it before. But
you had it today, so
I had it today. Yeah.
Nice.
But I was impressed with what they did, and the place is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Very metal, as I said, which is always a pleasure. He mentioned a few times true brewing being something that like the ambience being something that inspired them, which is very cool.
Nice. I love the
Fantastic.
color.
Peep the glass, people.
So, Steph, what do you have?
So I guess I should start with the lager too. I went with a beer that I technically know, but I don't know this version yet. It's a Sveltly Ležák from Grand Bois. But it's their Coup, so it's in fodder. So it's a lager aged in fodder. So I had a Sveltly Ležák, which is like a typical pill style beer. This Sveltly comes from. The Ležák is it means it's a darker one, and it's aged in fodder. So it's a kind of barrel age, we could say. So I've never had this version. It came out about a month ago. So I'm gonna crack it open and see if it's good, which I assume it is.
Perfect.
And it has this cool artwork, so
it's beautiful, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like Grand Bois got a lot of cool artworks, to be honest.
And it's a wrestler that started that brewery, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of they had a lot of wrestling match like in Saint-Casimir. Like at Les Grands Bois, there were a lot of wrestling match because of that.
Cool.
So my beer, it's the Brasserie Harricana 89. So it's Bohemian Pilsner. So I didn't have that one because Harricana is not a lot in Quebec. But I got this place, which is like at 2 minutes from my school. And there's some mid-hill, there's some Harricana, there's a lot of good stuff. So I was like, oh, let's go to that store instead of the store that is 2 minutes from my home. So Quebec got a lot of brews. And
Harricana used to be right next to my workplace, and now we moved, but we used to go there. There's a buffet every lunch, so we'd go there for the buffet and just eat beer and
eat beer and drink.
I started drinking before. That's what I said.
Harricana is one of my favorite brew pubs, and
it is a real cool pub.
Yeah, and just completely untrendy. Does not give about the hype whatsoever.
Oh no, they're so into like smoky beers and whatnot, and like nobody does, and they're like, people are like, why they do this? Well, nobody does it, and that's what we want to do, so that's what we're gonna do. And all their beers are stellar.
Like fuck the trends, like just do what you want. Like
especially now, I think it's so much harder to have that separation for different breweries. You gotta kind of find your own path.
Yeah.
But cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clang.
So, we wanted to have you guys on because you're both very knowledgeable about beers, breweries, everything that has to do with all that sort of stuff. Things that we're interested in. You guys have podcasts about them. And so Philippe has devised a game that we will play later that I'm sure you'll get a kick out of. But till then, we have some topics of discussion and or questions. I do want to start with one particular because, Matt, this came from your podcast. It is the game that you play with your wife when you have beers together. So I want you guys to each describe your beer as if it were a person.
Old school.
Yes.
It's been a
I
long
love
time.
that question, by the way. You got to bring that question back.
I should.
It is a good one.
I don't know why I stopped it. I think it created like an awkward pause at the beginning versus just having a cohesive conversation because the person has to stop and think about something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably why I just stopped doing it. I should bring it back like later on once I have the guest warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's cool like to have some interviews that are like one question answer, but sometimes just have some interaction, like just doing games and just like ease the mood a little bit. Like it's not only an interview, it's like you talk with your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I
Really
think
just
what is
hanging
good.
out.
Yeah,
This-
what we are doing
Worst
now.
case, there's editing, so you know.
Oh, yeah. Philippe loves editing.
I love it. But if you remark this, on the first episode, I was doing a lot of editing. Now I just like ease it a little bit. Just
Yeah, but at the
to,
same time, you've been now. This is your 10th episode, so obviously, like the first episode was a bit, you know, the cogs weren't that well greased. Let's go this way.
yeah. Let's be honest, it's the worst episode. The first episode is the worst.
We just only get slightly better.
Yeah,
Take
just
10.
slightly.
We
Thanks
make
to
10
who?
somehow. Yeah. Nah, Philippe really drives this train. Like he's the conductor and I'm the train. he gets all of it going and I just kinda am.
You're Thomas the Train, man. You're Thomas
Yeah.
the Train.
Yeah, it would be my face on that fucking train.
So this
the
this
thinking.
Vitesse, if it was a person, it would be a very young Philippe because he's not quite yet de Vitesse. Maybe Philippe when he started drinking beer. That's who this beer is.
Ooh.
just because of that, I will put like a young photo of me, of me younger, like now. There you go.
I'm
so
afraid
beautiful.
to see you without a beer. Without a beard.
And without a
No.
beer.
You don't
Both,
want.
yeah.
You don't want to see me without a beer. Yeah, a beard, a beard, a
God.
beard too, but a beard.
You probably look like a kid, like a baby. Like for sure, you have a baby face underneath this.
I have
Dude,
a
I
baby
do.
face.
And a cleft chin.
Yeah, I do. All right, I'll do mine. You know what's funny? It says hoppy lager. Not really that hoppy. So I think I'll describe it as like a beginning, like somebody who's like just starting to get. How about this? Somebody who's like into craft beer but doesn't like getting drunk. Like that's how I like. You know, he goes to like a prestigious school, you know, he'll go to the bar, you know, everyone else goes clubbing, you know, and he's sitting down at the craft brew pub just taste tested. And that's pretty much it. He doesn't really do pints. He'll do flights. He'll do like one and then he'll have like a gallon of water and then he'll do another one maybe. That's probably what I would say.
What do you have against flights?
I don't know.
flights.
It's just a fucking guy that I actually know. So
How you know?
I'm just off the top of my head. This is right up his alley. So
I love flights. I miss going on tour and just flighting it up.
I think you were going to say I miss going to bars, which could also be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss going to bars too.
Yeah.
I'm a little dangerous. I like to go and they'll be like, "You want to try this?" I'm be like, "Yeah, give me a whole pint. I want the whole thing." And then next thing you know, it's like I've tried 5 and I'm just toast.
So back to Harricana, there's times that I've gone and I've had the whole menu.
Holy shit.
Just in
Been there,
tasters.
done that.
They have. I think it's 2-ounce tasters or 5-ounce
Yeah.
tasters. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like there was one time I've been to Coeur with France because she was like in the east coast of Quebec because she was driving from Matane to Lévis and she was like, "Hey, do you want to drink a beer with me?" I was like, "Okay." So I took a beer. She took like 4 tasters. so there was like 4 beers in front of her, and I was like, "Oh, a beer, it's gonna be okay for me." But yeah.
I always
So-
look at it as a reason for me to go back. Be like, "Oh, I only had 5. Now I'm gonna try the other ones."
But then you come
There's
back
still
to the
something with
menu,
menu.
and then
Yeah.
the menu changes. So
Yeah.
You have to go back because you know the menu changed now, and you're like, well, you know, there might be something fun. Let's
Now
go
I gotta
back.
try more, you know?
So, Steph, your beer if he was a person.
I'd say a refined gentleman. Let's go with this. You know, with like those velvety robes, smoking a pipe, but in a library. So you know, he's just smoking in the library, which makes no sense. It's more like of a punk, refined gentleman. I would say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense in my head.
that's the fodder. The fodder is the refined.
Yeah, it is. It is like you can literally taste like the classic Sveltly pills, but then you have that fruitiness that comes with it, and then the wood taste of it is amazing, and it's dry hopped with the Saz hop too, so that's
Ooh.
magical, like the true Czech hop.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
So if my Harricana was a person, like it's hard because it's the first time I'm having it, but I have a sense of taste of Budweiser-ish, but more chic. More chic, more sass, more like if you take you know the meme with Winnie the Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh just normal Winnie the Pooh with the smoking, like on his 31, like I just see that beer as the meme of Winnie the Pooh.
A highly intellectual Winnie the Pooh.
Like it's Winnie the Pooh with like
With a monocle.
yeah, just like chic. Just like with a tuxedo and something on him. Just like, that's refined. That's a refined beer. That's a fresh beer. That's when I see that beer. Bruh.
That's an art. That's an I don't even know. I don't even know what a good fucking intellectual name for beer would be, other than just
It's
beer.
Mead, if you want to go medieval,
Mead.
or
The pristine liquor.
yeah, there you go.
Pristine liquor.
it's a potion. It's it's a divine potion.
The nectar of the gods,
There you go. Divine.
the
liquid.
ambrosia of life.
There
Now
it
we're
is.
cooking with gas, baby. That's awesome.
Well, yeah.
All those D&D game paying off.
The ending.
I got another quick one. This one will be really cool. You guys will probably be able to talk about it a little more than I am because I am in the States. But I have what is the brewery with the best merch?
Oh.
Yeah, the best merch. Because I remember we had a discussion one time about the best merch for bands, and I think everyone kind of said Ingested was pretty much that band. But it got me thinking about breweries, and we have a couple breweries around here who have some pretty fucking kick-ass stuff. Like Wormtown. I mean, I think True has some pretty good stuff too. Just off the top of my head, Allagash actually has some good stuff. I'm wearing some Shipyard stuff right now. That's in Kennebunkport in Maine. So what do you guys got? What do you guys got for good merch down over there in,
I feel up here in Quebec that their merch game is pretty lame. I feel,
A lot of hats.
yeah,
Yeah.
Galore.
Coming from the world of metal, I want the merch to be big prints, something that will catch the eye,
Like
which is what I
this.
did with exactly inspired
There you
directly
go.
from that, which is what I did with Vox and Hops shirt and any merch that I've ever put out. I want it to be a statement, like a metal, and I was expecting certain breweries to do that. I'm not going to name drop anyone. And I've been disappointed. If you know, you know. I was disappointed. I was expecting them to come with a strong merch game because they came from the metal world, and they do have a big merch game, but it's not as metal as I expected it to be.
Overhub do have a Vox and Hop T-shirt, so I mean, we should.
that one shirt is very nice, but and I am slightly biased about that one, which is coming out.
I am too. I just love Overhop, so.
Yeah.
But that was super easy too. Like I just said, how about we make a shirt? And they sent me the design back, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
Looks good.
It was just too easy. Adroit Theory, who I just interviewed and had on the podcast, has some really sick merch, but they're down from the States.
I think one that is cool is like Messerem. Like, think this glass is pretty nice. Like with the skull, with the logo, with some hands.
that was the first year anniversary glass, I think.
Yeah, yeah, but I like this merch. I think they have that other merch, maybe not that metal or not that.
They have sweatpants.
Yeah.
They have bike gear because they have a bicycle club, so they have a bunch of those bibs and those like tight shorts and whatnot with the logos and the socks. So they have a lot of clothes for that. That's kind of cool. I guess that's a bit like you don't see that often. I guess like to see bicycle gear from a brewery. I only know one other one, which would be Ciboire in Sherbrooke, that has that. But I think Tête d'Allumette and Saint Nowhere does have a lot of shirt and like dresses for women, and they have a bunch of like hoodies and hats and jackets and whatnot. That the logos are pretty cool. It's a bunch of fire and whatnot. So I mean, fire is cool. Fire and beer is cool. So, but yeah, like Matt says, it's not. I mean, the game is pretty bad up here. Like, there's not much.
And it's so expensive.
Yeah.
There's the markup that they're doing on their merch is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a brewery in Nova Scotia like ages ago, and most of their shirts were made out of recycled like beer labels and whatnot, and like plastic that they recycle and upcycle. And all the logos are, obviously the beer logos in the front, and in the back it has a logo of like, oh, this has been recycled from this, and that.
That's
so
really
you
cool.
get a list of where the shirt came from. It's a Garrison Brewery in the old port of Nova Scotia, Halifax, Nova Scotia.
See, I was always wondering why Dieu de Ciel never did their labels were so iconic and so cool.
So
I'm headed there. and it was huge. I was expecting them to do, full prints of the labels because they're so iconic, so beautiful, cool, and it's the staple of the craft beer market up until yesterday. But they I don't know if you saw, but the bottles will keep the same artworks. It's only the cans that are changing. The bottles will retain the original like fresque-esque paint-ish medieval style, but the cans look like dollar store makeover. So yeah. Well, Cryptopsy should just re-release Menso Vile with a new updated artwork because people are gonna love that.
Like, I hope if Mutoide is doing, I hope if Mutoide is doing some merch, I hope they are doing something more metal. Because if they are a metal brewery, I hope they have some merch to.
They're going to
kick the game off.
I spoke to them about it actually today. They're not ready to do that yet, and I was like, "You should do it. The markup's great, apparently."
yeah, but one day, I think the one that is doing the biggest merch is not even a brewery; it's the bar Turbo Haus with all of their t-shirts and pants and whatever. Like,
killing it.
They are the best for that. They are the
But
best.
they have to right now too. So hats off to Turbo Haus. And if anybody that's watching this can support Turbo Haus, please do that because they can't sell anything right now. So they transformed themselves instead of being a bar, they are now a merch company, which is something that's.
And they also just released sweatpants yesterday, or I guess a few days ago when this goes up. But yeah, there's a bunch of and they've made tie-dye shirts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Yeah, so you have a lot of choice. So even if you don't know Turbo Haus, go check their merch. And if you are doing that, you are encouraging some bars in Quebec and Montreal and whatever and what stuff. So yeah.
And just excellent humans. And it's really one of the best bars in Montreal. It was actually voted best bar in Montreal on a local poll that we have here.
Michel, Sergio, all the team, we love you. So yeah. Cheers to them. And I think another cheers because I'm a big drinker and because Harricana was not that big. So I'm going on my IPA, which is a Dunham.
Cyclope.
The Cyclope.
Is that the Sabro? Is that the 100% Sabro version?
Look under the can.
It's I don't know. Like under the can, I see nothing. 30?
Or maybe on the rim, on the bottom of the can on the rim, it's supposed to be like the hops, because Cyclope is their regular IPAs and has different hop. Back in the day when it was in bottle, the tag or the label would be different colors, so you knew which version you have. But now in cans, they're supposed to print it below.
Alpha was my favorite. I'm team Alpha Cyclops.
I don't see.
Oh yeah,
I don't see
Alpha,
it.
but the Alpha disappeared and like almost never came back.
I don't know what hops that was. It's probably Mosaic because that was my palate at the time.
It wasn't, but it wasn't a single hop. I believe it was 2 or 3 different hop. Like I don't think they've released single hop Cyclope.
The one I've had a 100% Sabro. That's why I was curious.
Well, Sabro is obviously the trend, so you have to.
Love it. You know I love it.
But
I know you do.
But I don't want to disappoint you, but I don't see anything under the can.
So we will never know unless you can guess correctly. If you do, you win $1 million. If you don't,
somebody comment down below on the video, and Steph will give you $1 million if you get it.
$1 million hairs. Yes.
So I would just show
but
you
it's
the
taking your
can.
entire money, so you know.
The can. It says nothing. It says nothing under. So yeah. Oh, that's okay. No,
international stuff
nothing. That's good. I'm a genius.
We're all geniuses here.
Maybe.
This is a safe space.
It's truly a safe space.
Boom.
Oh man, dude. I gotta tell you.
You know, when you're tasting a lot of beers, a good thing is to drink sip water in between, so your palate cleanse a bit, and then you can go into different thing. Because now your palates are all into lager mode, and if you go into hoppy mode, you're gonna get surprised.
I'm
just gonna get surprised.
I love surprises, man. Like I like Kinder
Surprise, folks.
Like I was a big fan. I was a big fan of Kinder Surprise. So I don't care.
I'm still a big fan of Kinder Surprise. I mean, I still buy them.
It's always a surprise.
There you go. Evan has no clue because
no
Kinder Surprise craft beers. Yeah, I'm about that. It comes in thing and you open it up, you don't know what craft beer's in it.
But
we should.
I was going to say a beer that when you open it, there's a toy inside.
Yeah, for real. I have one that's from Canned Heat in Fall River. It's a New England IPA. It's the Ibex, and it actually is an international New England IPA series. And it says a Slovenian hop experience. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Slovenian hop. They have like 1 or 2, and I believe it's Galina, but I'm not.
Well, I don't know.
Entirely sure by name.
That's coming hazy, brother. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Ollie is proud.
And it was at that moment that he realized.
Ollie's proud. Whatever.
It was at this moment that he knew. It was at this moment that Evan knew. He fucked up.
Oh my god. Yeah, Ollie's probably watching going, that son of a bitch. Perfect pour.
Ripping off my branding.
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm looking at a lot of these questions and I'm thinking to myself, why?
Why?
Why even ask?
Why are you still wondering this? I'm going to open. I have a session New England IPA
That's really
that is not available in the market right now. And I had a mutual friend of Matt and I gave me this. So it's from, I got a book. Obviously, this is why I'm still wearing the hat. So shout out to PA. He gave me this in exchange to the pumpkin stout that I made. So, and this is their series. They have different hops in this one. And this one has Citra, Eldorado, Enigma, and Sabro.
Yes, it
There
does.
you go.
Yes, me and for those that don't know, me and Steph have a bit of a rivalry about pumpkin beers. He does not believe in the pumpkin hype. I am King Pumpkin. I am Pumpkin King. I am all about the hype. So Steph got so infuriated that this year he actually homebrewed his own pumpkin beer.
It was delicious.
Yeah. He sent it around.
It is.
And,
it is. To be fair, it is pintable. I'm actually. There's a couple of things I would change in it, and I'm probably never going to brew it again. But I took notes. It was fun to brew. I love brewing stouts, so they're always fun to do. Fuck pumpkin stouts, man. Fuck all this shit.
Yeah.
well,
but
I guess that's
yeah.
one thing we could talk about. We could talk about
Pumpkin beers? Not?
No, we're not going to talk about pumpkin beers, but I was going through the liquor store the other day, and I'm sure, I don't know how you guys do it, but I have one place here that I go to all the time that has all my beers. Recently, funny enough, they started carrying the Untapped rating underneath a lot of them. Very recently. And it tells you all about like the description on Untapped. And
that's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. So funny enough, this one was one of them, rated very good. But I was walking around and I'm starting to notice a lot of different beers. Maybe it's that idea of how we were just talking about, like breweries finding their own path, the trends. But some of these ingredients, man, are just getting ridiculous. Recently on the podcast, I had what was it? It was a beer from Wormtown that had these little tabletop pies. They're like these little dessert pies. And in the brewing process, they threw like a bunch of them in. Just said fuck it and just fucking dumped a bunch of them in.
To be fair, in the US and also in Canada, there's a lot of brewery that love to just dump shit in their fermenter. Like there's this renowned pizzeria in New York that has a all-dressed pizza beer, which they straight up put like X-large pizza in the brewer, in the kettle, and why?
That's exactly what I'm asking. What is the point? Like, what is I couldn't really taste. I could taste the fact that it was blueberry because they were blueberry pies, but I couldn't actually taste anything pie related because obviously once it goes through the whole process, it ends up being beer. I've seen beers with pine. I saw one recently.
Pine is good.
I saw one recently. I'm not gonna out them. Acorns. I don't know what the fuck's up with that, but I made that face, Steph. I'm just saying. I was a little confused, but fuck it, I
mean, Matt could talk about it more than me, but Brewski down here, they've done for their anniversary a cheesecake beer, and they straight up put like a ton of like cheese in it, and then like cake batter and fruits and all you can think of to make it taste like a cheesecake, and it kind of did actually.
Damn.
Yeah, they're killing it. I think it's just an artistic shock value, especially the weird stuff. You get the weird stuff, but pastry stouts are that people want to get just that ultra decadent sweet. It's really tying into the fact that beer is being sold to a bunch of people based on hype. And how do you sell the most amount of stuff to people that don't necessarily like beer? Sugar. So a lot of these, the haze craze are sweet ass beers, and these pastry stouts are sweet ass beers, and smoothies, sours are sweet beers. So the sugar is really what's driving the craft beer market right now.
One of the things, along with the weird ingredients that I've noticed, is that really, and I'm younger. I'm kind of still growing up into it, but like I came into craft beer a lot earlier than a lot of my friends or a lot of people that I knew growing up. And then it's like all of a sudden I turn around and everybody's trying like all about like these different types of craft breweries. I'm happy about it because they deserve the hype. They deserve to, get the business. I'd rather them get the business than anybody else. But I also feel that it's, if I put it in a nice way, diluted the waters. People who really can tell you differences in like if a beer is really worth actually, like if a beer is really worth it, because I really hate to like bash on certain brews from certain places, but sometimes they just don't hit. At least for me, and at least for, I guess you guys have been in the same situation before, but I just find now one place in particular, I've talked about it before, but not here, but in different forums, but Treehouse. Treehouse is huge. People come all over the place to try Treehouse. But I often meet people who like, they just are simply sitting there, and if it's not Treehouse, they just go, oh, it's trash. Just go, oh, it's if it's not Treehouse, it's garbage. And it's like, okay, can you, what about Treehouse do you like? Can you find that anywhere else? Or is it just, now it's, I that's why I say diluted the waters.
And I think, sorry, you go first, Steph.
No, go, man. It's fine.
Well, I think it ties into the fact that you just mentioned that the craft beer store is putting up the Untappd scores versus just letting people make their own opinion on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's hype is driving everything. Hype and internet hype. It's falling into that. You see that picture of Treehouse. I know when I see a picture of Treehouse, I'm like, damn, I want that. Because it's good. When I see a picture of Jester King, I'm like, damn, I want that.
Oh, it's absolutely good.
Because it's good. But there's other breweries that are definitely below the radar that don't have the hype that are just as good, if not better.
But again, like I remember like ages ago before Facebook being to like craft brew without Facebook, without internet and whatnot, like you wouldn't know what is what. So I would buy like all the different beer and be like, I would buy beer the same way I would buy albums like at the store. I'd go to HMV, be like, oh, that cover looks cool. Oh, that name is metal. And I would buy beer the same way. That label is cool. All right, cool, let's go with this. And most of the time, there would be more miss than hits. And it's like, all right, cool. I'm not going to buy that brewery anymore because, like, that sucked. And not. Now with, all the, like, fucking Instagram people doing it, like, guilty. And all the things you see on Facebook, like, which brewery does what. Like, you can check their rating on Untappd. You can go look. Like, you have a lot of information. So I think if you're looking for craft brew, you can literally just shop for it and be like, I want this one, I want that one, I want this one, and go get exactly what you want. And this is why hype like the haze and the pastries and whatnot works, because there's a lot of people that want haze and pastry but don't want to go to a brewery they don't know because they don't know if they're going to have this haze or whatnot. A lot of breweries are not doing the haze craze or the pastry style or whatever. So if you're not a like craft beer person, but you're into, like you said, sugary things, then you're going to go for the sugary beverage you can get through Facebook and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like when I interviewed Mike Ashton, the guitarist of Vitriol, who worked in a craft beer store. And he would get so frustrated with these people walking around, and he's the beer expert. He works in a beer store. Now, albeit I go to beer stores and I always ask the clerk, the attendee, what's new, what is good, and I probably know more than the guy, but I always I always listen to them and respect them versus, as Mike said on the Vox Hops podcast, that people are just like walking around on their phone and they're not even checking to see what this store clerk who actually works there and does know stuff about the brew's opinion about what they should be drinking or should be trying, because they're on their phone checking Untapped every beer.
Yeah, like for me, personal experience, I go to my store like 2 minutes walk from my home, and I go to my store and I see like it's a Chinese woman. She's called May, and every time she sees me, she knows I love IPA. She knows I love beer, and she's like,
she knows you're about to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Hey, Phil, I got this beer that you want to try out. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's that beer. I'm an easy buyer, so I buy it, obviously. So, like, oh, that's good. I take it. That's good. Good. $100. Why? I take it.
Oh no!
you got to get May to sponsor the podcast. Get some percentages off there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
There you go.
But now I'm at school, so I have to just ease it off on the beer buying. So I would just buy a big 12-pack of Mexican beer just because they are slightly good, just passable, but just to ease it on the budget. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I always feel weird. I don't like to bash anybody's. Just how I like my metal. I don't like to bash people's fucking music and stuff. It's like I don't like to bash people's beers because obviously somebody somewhere is gonna go, that shit's the best in the world, dude.
Yeah, but
power to you, man. You know, it's
brewer is an artist too.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have released that beer or shouldn't have released that beer if he didn't love it.
Yeah, exactly. As you like to say, it's somebody's baby.
I think you don't have
It is someone.
I think you don't have to bash a beer because you don't like it. I think you can say that you don't like it. You can say it to everybody that you don't like it, but say it that is shit. And just because you think you are the best one to describe a shitty beer and the greatest beer of the gods, the divine beer, no, you don't have the power to do that. You can't say you don't like it. You can't say you like it. You can't say it's the fucking greatest beer in the world. You can't say it's not that good of a beer. But you can't say what is shit, what is good.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I will. Yeah, I broke that cardinal rule. I was traumatized.
Of course you did.
Short little story. I was in a place that I won't name. But I was
TGI Friday.
I was drinking. I was at a craft beer place and I was having a few brews. I'm probably like, again, because like I just said, I drink all of them. So I'm like 5 or 6 in, and the brewer comes out and he says, "Hey, I saw you had this and this." He's like, "Can you do me a favor? Try this." And he just gives me a glass of something. It looked like a porter or a stout or something like that. It was black or whatever. So he's like, "Try it and let me know." And so I had it, and it was not good. it was not good in the slightest. I choked it down because
he was watching.
You can't refuse good alcohol. So he comes back over, and the poor guy, I was too gone to even have sympathy. But I was just like, yeah, no, if you were thinking about selling that, I wouldn't. And he goes,
shit.
He goes, really? I go, yeah, whatever you have in the tank, dump it.
Ooh, you're harsh, man.
Yeah,
you were harsh.
The look on this guy's face was not good. My buddy immediately grabbed me and goes, "We're gonna go. We're gonna take the check." We just fucking left.
Because spits in your beer or something.
I haven't been back there since, but
no sponsorship coming there.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I look back on that and I go, listen, it was bad beer.
Yeah, like
it was one bad beer.
What am I gonna tell you? I mean, Must have been like a trial batch. I'm assuming he's not going to give me. I'm assuming he used me as a guinea pig.
But yeah,
He might have not gotten what he wanted, but you know,
it was his favorite beer ever.
Yeah, but
it must have been.
Yeah, but I think you are saying that maybe it was bad, but maybe for him it's like, oh, it's bad. Oh, maybe I will try to make it better. Maybe for him it was like the best moment to say, oh, it's bad. Someone say it's bad.
If it was ready to pour, he knew what it tasted like. He knew what was up with it. Like you know what your beer is going to be. Like way before it's ready to pour.
Yeah.
Like as soon as fermenting, you've tasted it. Like any brewer will taste it all through beer process, you know. So you know exactly what it's going to be like way before the customer tastes it. So if you're like, oh look here, have it for free and taste it, like he was proud of it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But
like there's
I look back, I feel a little bad.
Yeah, but there's one company in Quebec. I won't say the name like fully because I don't want to get bashed for it or if someone liked it or not. But I would say only the first syllable. It's Coeur. Yeah. You will complete it if you want.
Leave it at that.
Just like that, Coeur.
Just that. Leave it at that.
I've been to that brewery with some friends, and I had a lot of beers before. And then I'm going to that brewery. I take a sour. It's a raspberry sour. Okay, so it has to taste. It has to taste raspberry, right? It doesn't taste raspberry at all. It tastes salt. It's salty. It's not even a ghost. It's salty. It's not even raspberry. I'm like, what the fuck is that beer? And I didn't touch it again.
They fooled everyone else, but not Philippe.
Yeah. Like, it was too salty for me. Like, I love ghosts. Like, if you're saying it's a ghost, right. Okay, ghost, salty, pepperish, nice. Like, like, it tastes what the name is. The name is ghost, so it tastes salt. The name is sour, it tastes sour. And it didn't taste sour, it tastes ghost. So I was like, no, I don't touch it again. I don't take it again, and I don't go to that brewery again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm going to ask one more question here, and then I think we're going to go to Philippe's game. So I got to put metal in here somewhere because I know somebody somewhere might actually get upset. So I have a question for all of you. If you had to choose an era, 80s, 90s, or now, who has the best metal?
I would go with the 90s just because it's when I grew up, and I'll probably get a lot of shit for that, but I don't care. But, you know, death metal exploded then. So I love all the death metal as I've gotten older, but when I was living in the 90s, I was a pure new metal child, so we got all that going on. You know, Pantera was in its prime in the 90s, so we got that going, the groove metal, the early stuff going on there. And I stand by my answer. The 90s had the best definitive metal. There's no fucking hair metal, so yeah. Or very little. Less years than in the 80s.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Damn, that's hard because I'm a 2000 child. So even if I was born like in 1996, I'm a 2000s child. So metal and all that, more 2000s for me. Like, I love 90s and 80s metal, but 2000s was more the one that I was growing up with. So 2000s for me. And
what
you,
do you got,
Steph?
I'm gonna go 90s also. I'm slightly younger than Matt, but I've revisited, like, when I started listening to metal, it was actually in 2000, and I went back to like all the bands before and all the thing that came before, and all the bands like I said, new metal, like most of it started in like early mid 90s. And then everything that came out in the 90s just became like all that I just discovered like at that era, and you know, like that's when you're in teen, like that's where everything marks you more than anything else. So, I mean, '90s band are just so. It's such a big memory for me. Like it's such a big like emotional time and whatnot that it like all of '90s metal is just so good. It's still one of my like top Spotify playlists, like '90s metal.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, I
Same.
don't know what to put at '90s best of '90s. There you go. It's just
Yeah.
always good.
Suffocation, Morbid Angel. Although Morbid Angel started in end of it, the '80s there, but
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
Ruse from Sepultura, which is gonna give me some shit too, but I love that
Ugh.
record.
Yeah. If I had to pick an era, I'm picking 80s. And the only reason I'm picking 80s is because of how bold you had to be collectively as a band to attach yourself to the sound, to want to become what is now modern metal, you know, to really kind of take that and develop it. Because I always feel that a lot of 80s bands are a lot more creative than the bands of today. Granted, that's probably because a lot of stuff has been done before, and you got to take that in consideration. But I mean, they really put themselves out there, and for a lot of them, it worked. I mean, it turned out to be really good fucking shit. So I got to go 80s. You know, just the balls that the 80s had to really go forward was captivating for me.
Plus, they could still be ugly. That's more the '70s. More the '70s before MTV. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got
All right.
We got all.
So-
But yeah.
Real quick, I poured the dark and sunny. It's a tropical stout
Oh,
from Redemption Rock right here in Worcester. A slowly favorite of mine. I've had a few brews from them now. They're looking freaking sweet. 6.6%, but I've never had a tropical stout before. So this will be my first one. Hopefully it does not disappoint, but I ended up pouring it early, but again, pure black. And it describes itself here. It says molasses, roasty, and bittersweet. So
What makes it tropical?
that's a good question because I was looking at it and it has molasses, roasty, and bittersweet. I'm assuming the bittersweetness has to have something to do with it.
Or an orange peel? No.
Steph will let us know.
I would say if you just brew a stout with a bunch of you know, like hops from IPAs, or usually that you would see in IPAs, you could get some tropical notes in there. If you put Sabro in a stout, let's say, it would obviously be tropical for some reason.
Yeah.
There's a little. I feel a bit of pineapple, something. There's like a small sweetness. Yeah.
Azuka or you know, other IPA hops would give you pineapple taste. So it's probably what they did. It's just a bunch of hop, and you could like dry hop it and just filter it afterwards, and still get that darker beer and that thickness that goes with stout, but with the fruitiness from the hops that you usually see in American's IPA and saisons and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, it definitely has a little bit of those aromas to it. I like it. I like it.
Very cool. Let me grab my step.
Perfect.
Well, while it's gone, I'm gonna say I just opened the William Bay from Naufrageur, one of the oldest brewery, well, microbrewery in Quebec, and a brewery I'm super fond of. And I didn't have the stout before from, like, I've had all their beers, I think, but not this one. And it is an oyster stout.
Oh, I've had one of those before. Fantastic.
And I know. And this one, and not only this, like that brewery is known to brew with seawater, basically. They take seawater straight. So most of their beers are already salty. So this one plus oyster, and it has seaweed in it. So this is, the smell is very kelpy. Like it smells of, like the early morning by the sea, and you walk in the sand, and it smells of dead fish. So
the seaweed on the beach, and yeah.
And the taste is like this saltiness. It's so mineral. It's so off-putting for a stout, but it has this nice, like salt licking. If you ever seen, like the salt we give to horses, like those blocks of salt.
Yeah,
that's what it tastes like, but in a good way. I don't know if that makes sense. But because I tasted one of those when I was a kid, because I'm dumb, obviously, and that's what but it's good, and it has this roastiness to it for the fact it's a fucking stout, but it just smells kind of horrible. I mean, if you're into like the sea water, it's awesome, but the taste is way better than the smell. And that's a good thing.
So, Matt, what do you have? Because now I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this beer. Ooh.
Yes.
Scotchino.
Yeah, this is a new brew. I think it just dropped this week from Brasserie Générale. This is their Scotch ale, a pastry Scotch ale that was matured on vanilla, lactose, and coffee, aged in bourbon. And it's a collaboration with Nectar Caféologue for the coffee. It's 8.5%. A pastry Scotch ale.
I'm going to say it's the first pastry Scotch ale that's been released. I'm going to say that. At least in Quebec.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Nectar Caféologue in Quebec, they are making great coffee. I've been to that place, and they are making very good coffee, to be honest. Better than
got a nice
Starbucks.
Coffee hint to it, too.
But it's not black, it's like more.
Oh.
It's a very deep brown.
It smells.
A good Scotch ale should be purplish.
I would say that's along those lines. Getting there.
Ooh, see, it's sweet.
Yeah.
A boost bite at the end.
I want to have it.
Vanilla, lactose. The lactose will make me pay tomorrow, but it's okay.
There you go.
Hashtag team lactose.
Hashtag team
hashtag-
morning diarrhea.
Hashtag team lactose, but it's not for vegan.
Exactly.
There is a brewery that released like vegan lactose stout. I saw that, but it's not here. It's in the US. And
where's that?
I am very intrigued what they use to
Yeah.
Probably would have been something along the lines of New York in that area.
Probably, or California. There's
California is probably the biggest one, though. Yeah, now that you mention it. Philippe, what you got, homie?
I have like the first craft beer stout that I've tasted in my life. It's from Esprit Clocher, la Coeur de Loup. Coeur de Loup. Evan.
That's my karaoke song. I'm just gonna say it right now.
It's a karaoke song, but I love that song and that beer. It's an oatmeal stout, very classic, but it's the first stout that I've tasted after Guinness. So I was like, let's go. Let's go on that. And I got my little pint. So it is black as my soul, like always. With a lot of foam, like always. But
that's not a proper pour.
Yeah, you should have put a bowl in that one.
I don't care about proper pour. I care about the beer. That's all.
Don't let Ollie hear you.
Yeah, like proper pour. Like if I was doing like all the foam all the way up, it would go on my keyboard and I would lost everything. So yeah, no,
you can tilt the glass just a bit more when you pour, so it goes along the line and it doesn't over foam.
I'm not in a state of doing that now. So, but yeah. So I think.
Philippe,
do you have another question, Evan? You don't have another question?
I mean, I have plenty of questions, but I think we should get to this game you've created, buddy.
So, the game is simple. I have some logos of industrial beers, and you have to guess it. So, at first, you will see
Steph
like,
will do well.
yeah, you will see pixelated. First image, it's pixelated. So,
I've worked for Macro's Brewery, so I should know
but
this.
it's only craft. It's not craft beer because the problem is Evan don't have beers that we have, and we don't have beers that Evan have. So it's only
But
like
everybody got Coors Light.
yeah, something like that.
Exactly.
So let's go on the game. So you will see right now the first on my screen. Just like that,
Jesus.
like this. So
Yeah, so he has two versions.
So I have 12 logos you will get.
Is that in black and white, or is it actually the colors of the logo?
At first, it's only like black. I just like put it pixelated with the black and white, so you don't guess it right away. So
Now-
just guess with this. If you don't guess it, we will go on the second image. We'll show it a little bit more.
Right now, it looks like a frog.
Now I came up with a point system for this because it's me, Matt, and Steph who are going to be playing. Now, if we guess it while it's pixelated, that's 1 point. If we guess it without the pixelation, that's half a point.
Okay.
We're going to see who has the most points.
And it's only macro.
It's only
Okay, so,
commercial.
my guess would be Dogfish Head.
Good.
Oh, I get it with the round thing and whatnot.
Oh,
but
sorry. Maybe I should say this. They're breweries of like domestic breweries. Not
international renown.
International
yes,
renown.
International renowned. Yeah.
Sold in 24 packs. Let's go with this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Like
go
your
with that.
30 rack beers.
Okay.
Is
For
what
me,
I'm talking about.
Dogfish Head, even if it's not like entirely craft and it's known a lot more than some craft brewery, it's in the craft. It's like Trou du Diable. It's in the
Okay,
craft
okay.
side, even if there is a lot of distribution. So, it's
I
more
actually know this
industrial.
one, so I'm gonna skip it because me and Philippe were trying to fucking figure it out in the beginning.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say Natty Light.
we will go on the second image so you will have a better idea.
Bud
Oh,
Light.
that is Bud Light.
Exactly. So you got half a point. Half a point each. So,
It was a good segue. Good segue.
but
Okay, now I get it. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna
Yeah.
be tough.
let's go on that
Jesus
one.
Christ. Oh, that's Coors
Philippe-
Light. Coors Light.
Yeah, Philippe did not go easy on us. It's Coors. It's got to be Coors Light.
Okay, I will.
Whoa, wait. No, that's Cool Kenny.
Cool Kenny.
Not Cool
what do-
Kenny. Cool Kenny.
Cool Kenny G. You don't know that brewery.
Yeah, Cool Kenny G. You play jazz like nobody.
That's Coors
Yeah.
Light.
What did you say, Evan?
Coors Light.
Let's go on the second image.
Oh fuck, Yingling.
Oh, yeah, that's Young Ling
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
bird.
Shit.
I'm sorry, Andrew Garrity, if you see this. I apologize.
It's Miller.
If Andrew Garrity sees this, I will say we've made it.
I'll send him the link. I'll tell him I gave him a shout out.
If Andrew Garrity is just seeing this podcast, I will say,
Fuck,
Andrew
dude.
we love you.
Hey, Garrity, if you're seeing this podcast, you want.
He's my next guest for the next Thirsty Thursday thing, by the way.
Oh,
Thank
fuck
God.
yes.
Ooh. Oh,
He's a
let's
riot.
not go back on this.
He's a riot. He's a good
So,
Okay, number 3.
guy.
Oh, wait, I don't see it. Why am I on my fucking...
Hold on, Phil.
Oh, there you go.
Labette Blue.
No.
Fuck.
This is really hard.
He doesn't make it easy. That's the thing.
It's really hard.
the pixelated are the hardest,
I
but
would think
some
so.
some are easier, but some are hard. Like This one I thought it would be easier. Like you can see the side of it. It resembles something.
Well, obviously that it resembles something. It's easy when you know the answer, Phil.
Okay. I can do something with you. Like we have the other image, but it's one brewery that you see it. They are doing some non-alcoholic beer. There's a lot of industrial, but this one is the first brewery that I had that was non-alcoholic.
That's Beck's or Grolsch.
Could still be Molson.
Can't be Grolsch. It's too many things.
Uh,
I'm gonna say
Coors
non-alcoholic.
Banquet. That's Coors Banquet.
Let-
Oh no, there would be a rectangle.
That would be a heavier version.
Let's go on the second. So
Grolsch.
Oh, it was Grolsch.
Nah, I'm gonna give that to you.
so okay, it's hard on that one because Matt said Grolsch at first.
Nah, I gave it to him.
Yeah,
So-
it was
He
Matt.
deserves it.
So Matt, you got 1 point on that one.
We don't think about that little like leafy thing.
No,
you
don't.
Grolsch
You don't.
logo. Like
No way.
Yeah, but that's the
fucking
problem.
think
Like
about
I
that.
did it on my phone, and I was like, okay, let's do like 69 on the black, but I never thought about the real logo to do it 69.
Yeah,
So
with you know what? The colors throw it off too, where it's just like a
Oh,
black
yeah.
and white too. Yeah.
that's why I said it was.
yeah,
too
because
easy.
obviously if you see green, like we would have guessed like Heineken,
Heineken,
Grolsch,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
right
Yeah.
away. Like
Well, I mean that's why he did it. Budweiser.
oh, that's Budweiser.
Budweiser, yeah.
It's too easy.
Evan got that one. Yeah.
Nah, you give it to everybody.
Yeah.
Coors Light.
Coors Light again, yeah.
That's next morning vomit.
Oh no.
Coors Light.
Matt, you got it.
Steph, you
Steph?
got it. Steph, you
Okay.
got it.
You said next morning.
Can we do a taste test? Because I would get it with the taste test, like for sure.
Nah,
Also,
but
that kind of would be disgusting. Let's not do
you,
that.
but you didn't say it, brother.
Yeah. So next one. That's hard. That's a little bit harder.
Is that Wildcat? That's still around.
Yeah, but if I go on the second, you will guess
How
it
about
right away.
where is it from?
Canada.
Labatt Blue.
Molson X.
Molson Canadian. I'm just gonna go with a different one. Oh, it was!
Awesome.
You're
Awesome.
fucking good, Steph. You got it from the right.
That's my first good answer. I'm not that good.
No, it's not.
I gotta give it to Steph because he said Molson Canadian, so I didn't get it.
Are you
either.
counting the points, Evan?
Yeah, I am. I'm
Okay,
counting points.
okay.
I was like, is anybody counting a point at this point? I mean,
I
they're
don't
just
count the
yelling
points.
stuff.
So right now, Matt is in the lead. He has 3.5 points, and then Steph has 2.5, and then I have 2.
Perfect. So next one.
Heineken.
Oh,
it's Moosehead, for fuck's sake.
He thinks it's Moosehead.
Oh, no,
Heineken.
it's got to be Heineken.
There you go.
Heineken.
I was right.
So you have
Everyone
all-
got half a point.
yeah, but they guessed Heineken at first.
We had Heineken at first. I did switch, but I came back. So, you know.
That's a perfect 1-1-1-1 then.
So next one, and that's a mess.
Stella Artois.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's probably Stella.
Yeah, the little star.
Yeah,
at
the
top.
wave on the bottom, just like.
Still Stella. Yeah.
It's the
It's Stella.
like I erased the Anno and the 1366 because I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
it would
too
be
much.
too easy.
Yeah.
But even that is too much. So next one.
Beck's.
Bex.
Is Bex a star? Oh yeah, Bex is a star. Yeah, Bex.
Bex.
Ah,
Damn it! Of course.
it wasn't what I wanted. But yeah, it's not Vex, it's Sapporo.
Wow.
A lot of stars.
Yeah, you double tap. I think Phil is drunk.
Yeah, what's up
No,
with beers and stars,
really?
huh?
A lot of stars.
Beers love stars.
Beers love
Stars love
stars.
beers too.
Stars love beers.
Okay, so I will go just only with a click like that.
Oh, dude, what the fuck?
Boy.
That's a hard, like, I can put it in a museum and that's hard.
All right, give me a second. I gotta really fucking think about that one.
I think it was because I really needed to pee. I was just like, well, maybe, I don't know.
No, we're almost done. Fuck.
Where is this one from?
It's down south, but
Natural
very
light.
down. Like,
Modelo.
Oh, it's either natural light or bush.
Or Modelo?
let's go on the second.
Oh,
Dos
that's
Equis.
Dos Equis.
Don't say keys. Well, I don't drink beer too much, but when I do,
Damn.
I drink Dos Equis.
No, that's not that great.
I've had some in Mexico.
I like Dos Equis amber with a lime. That's
To
pretty
be
good.
honest, what I love when I don't have enough money to have beer is the Mexican pack. It's Dos Equis, Sol, and Tecate.
God dang.
That's nasty. That's weird.
Labette Blue.
You say this all
Every time.
Dude, it's gotta be it eventually.
Are we done? Bex? I keep saying Bex too.
What do you say, Steph?
It has to be European.
Foster's.
Cornish. Does that make sense?
Let's go on the second.
Oh, that's
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Well,
I
like the
mean-
end, I gave the answer like when I said Mexican.
Wow.
That's the last one, by the way.
It has a
is
little
it the
devil
last?
tail.
Is it the last? I'm not sure. What'd you say, Matt?
It has like a little devil tail. It looks like.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
Or a
dangerous.
jazzy thing. I don't know.
Is that him messing with us and it's Tudu Diao?
Oh, that's Molson then, so we can.
Most
No, 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 no.
Now it's Labette Blue.
No, it's not.
I'd say right away, Evan. I didn't put Labatt Blue.
Man, I was really hoping because it's one of the older ones.
Man, I don't
because
know. What
there's-
has a tail?
To be honest,
Um,
I was going to put Labatt Blue, but there's no logo that are doable to make it harder. There's no
Is it
logo of
Unibrew?
that.
No, it's not.
No,
but-
it's gotta be domestic. Not domestic. but like-
It's more industrial,
International.
but what did you say, Evan?
Hogard? No, that's not.
Okay, rocks.
Copenhagen. I don't know.
Let's go on
That's
the
Carlsberg.
second.
Yeah.
Let's go on the second.
Carlsberg, yeah, that fucking thing.
Oh, that doesn't
How
help
is that
at all.
easy?
Good show.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
okay, I'll give you a tip. Just check on the left side. You will see like a shape of an S.
What did you say, Matt?
So Jidziao looks like an angel, but
Yeah, but
Nah.
okay.
S.
I'm just
Another
putting
tip.
myself down for an
Another
X.
tip is a word. It's only a word of 3 letters.
Soul.
Oh,
A
yeah.
Mexican
it is.
beer.
You're
It
hot.
is Soul.
You're hot.
Yeah.
And you're right.
He went full Mexican beer at the end.
He was like, he was doing this while he was drinking his Mexican pack.
It was like beer logos, and it's just like Mexico.
Yeah,
Is
but
that,
like,
is that it, Philippe?
yeah, that's
All
it.
right, hold on. Let me tally this up.
I know it's not the best quiz game ever, but yeah, like,
We still love you. Yeah.
do ya? Even if I take some Beauregard?
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that now.
No, let's don't talk about that because some
I'm gonna
love,
stay
some
with
hate.
my salty oyster stout and
But
not
let-
complain about
All right.
chocolate, peanut, whatever.
I have now tallied the votes. And
so
here we
Trump
are.
lost.
Yeah. Thank fucking God. So I came in third place with 4.5.
Who's the level?
And Steph came in second place with 8, which means Matt came in first place with 9. All hail the beer
He's
king.
the champion
All
of the
hail.
Whispers Round Award first beer game. What? Congratulations.
For
We're gonna have
shitty-
to bring that back.
You want a new car. Do-do-do-do.
Pa-pa-pa-na.
Yeah, it's gonna be Philippe's car because I can't get one to you.
You don't want to have my car. It's a Nissan. It's the fucking shit on the earth.
All right, well, I want to thank Matt and Steph for being here. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you guys coming out. It has been fucking awesome. You are everything I expected.
Yeah.
This was fantastic.
For once, like, you name dropped me in your podcast, but I was actually there, so you know.
I know, dude. It was awesome.
I think you two are the ones that are the most name dropped in the podcast.
Yeah.
I think
And
that
just
you are the ones that we wanted to have, and we wanted to have half too. So we were like, oh, let's start with half to do like guinea pig experiment, and then let's go with the beer, the biggest beer gods over here. So
yes.
yeah,
Hail.
half.
But absolutely, guys, everyone out there, thank you for watching. As you all should know by now, every 5th episode, we do a very special episode, an interview of some sorts. Today, we had a nice little discussion. We talked about some different things with some fucking great people. Go check out their podcast, Podcrastination. Did I say that right this time?
You did say it right this time.
Perfect.
It's rarely updated and half the time in French, but you know, it exists.
And go check out Vox Hops. Absolutely. And if anybody out there, you want to become part of the Vox Hops Thursday gang, it's a private group, but, you know, we can vet you in. We can get you in.
We know people.
Thank you very much. Like I said, Matt, Steph, thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
This has been fucking awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
guys
appreciate
very
you.
much.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Well, I'm Evan.
And I'm Phil. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next episode. Cheers.
See you.